And we are live, and we are here with yet another bald and wonderful person, Marc from Marc's Book Lounge. Marc, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, just another lackadaisical day with nothing much going on, just wandering around, strolling really. How about you?
Not too bad. Today was a weird day. It started off really warm and then it got colder and colder. And now it's just really windy. Like a lot.
Ah, and refresh my memory, you're in Pennsylvania, right? But I don't know where. Are you closer to Philly or
Yeah, I'm
Pittsburgh?
like 15, 20 minutes outside of Philly.
Ah, okay.
And you're in
So,
Virginia, right?
I am.
That's like what, 3 hours away?
Philly? No, about five.
Five. Okay.
Yeah, I got to get through DC and Baltimore, so yikes.
Yeah. And you do like you how many times a weekend or a month do you go to your book events?
So this year's a little odd because I got blacklisted and kicked out of four events I was planning on doing.
Oh.
So I picked up a bunch of one-day artisan markets at breweries from like 12 to 5. Like tomorrow is my last event of the year,
Yeah,
12
okay.
to 5 at Hardywood Brewery in Richmond.
Yeah.
Uh, so this year I probably did 16 because of that, but I try to do about 12 a year. Once a month is about what I want.
Okay, I gotta make it. I gotta make it there sometime
So,
and check it all out and hang.
well, I'll be at Steel City probably April and December next year.
Yeah, I think we're all trying to like Josh and everyone. We're all trying to see if we can get everyone together for I believe Dragon
Right?
Con.
Yep,
Yeah, that would be awesome.
that would be nice. Oh, thank you, Trinity. You remembered me. Um,
Trinity.
oh, so EL was here, but he is lurking somewhere. I'm sure. Probably wrote another three chapters while waiting. Um, so let me ask you: are you one of the wise booktubers who just wants to read and enjoy yourself, or are you? Do you kind of secretly hate yourself and you're trying to write a book?
At first, yes, I decided to start this, and because I never knew BookTube was a thing. Like
Yep.
one day I just typed in books on YouTube and on X, and a whole bunch of, you know, book information came up, and I just couldn't believe that people were on here talking about books, making videos about books, reviewing books, going live and just, sprinting and reading books while people are chatting, and then, going back and forth with that and having interviews with authors and just going live. Like I couldn't believe that that was a thing on here. And I decided to try it out, and I'm loving it. And then yes, I decided to try and start writing a book like early in the year,
Hmm.
and it was going good at first. My wife was helping me. She was excited that I wanted to try and do it. And listen, I am terrible with like punctuation and grammar and all that stuff. So when I first gave her the idea, she said, "All right, write a page." Like I had a story in my head for 12 years now that I want to get on paper. And she was just like, "All right, type something up and let me see what it says." So I'm all excited and I'm thinking that I'm typing up good stuff. And I'm going at it. Like it's like a page and a half. And then she reads it and she's just like, "What is this garbage?"
Nice.
And I'm like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "What is going on in this whole page and a half?" Like she understood what was going on, but she's like, who's talking?" And I was like, "You can't figure out who's talking?" Like, cause I didn't put like any punctuation in there at all. Cause
Yeah.
I'm terrible with that.
Trinity beat me to the punch. I tell people that when I send a row, I swear one day he's going to go, "Are you even monolingual?" Um, so I when all the testing like in high school or whatever, I always came back math was great, and writing was by far my worst. So what do I decide to do? I decide to be a writer because that's how things go. Um, and I tell people that I don't know when to use an M dash or an N dash, and I am vigorously avoiding learning that because I only have so many brain cells, and I don't want to clutter up my mind with that.
Yeah.
Um, I have editors that know what they're doing, so I don't need to.
No,
Um,
nice, nice. That's basically what my wife is. So she's my editor. And she turned that page and a half to like 3 pages. Yeah,
so
probably more than that.
yeah. And as Trinity said, the first draft. The only thing good about a first draft is that you complete it. It's going to be horrible.
Yeah.
Um, everyone's first draft is horrible, and if someone tells you otherwise, they're lying. Or else I truly hate them from the very depths of my being. Um, so don't let. I always tell people. I mean, people talk. Oh, this is poetic. This is beautiful prose. I've never striven. That's never something I shoot for. I always want to just be clear. If I am clear, I will let the strength of the story carry it or not. So
Yeah.
I never ever worry.
How long have you been a writer or an
I
author?
started in 2017, kind of on a lark. And I published my first book in 2021 because I was truly dreadful. I went, school for chemistry, so they tell you to be terse. No description ever, unless you absolutely have to have it, unless you're describing your setup for your flask for your reaction.
Yeah.
And never ever use adverbs. Um, so some things carry through, but
Okay.
yeah, the first draft I had was 31,000. I was like, I wrote a book.
Oh
How
wow.
long is a book anyway? And I was like, oh, over 40,000. Never mind. And so then I went through. I was like, well, I can pad this and add 9,000 words and make it a book because that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Um, so the Haley Traveler I wrote 7 times through before I set it down. And I then wrote fantasy. I went back. I probably wrote it 13, 14 times before I published it.
Okay.
So but
Yeah,
I
I know it's not gonna, come within like a year. Like some people I've heard like they started writing and then it took them like 70 years to finish their book.
yep.
So like I know it takes time.
I tell people the only thing you have to do is you have to be stubborn. Um,
Yes, yeah.
because if you're going to rewrite it, 6, 7 times, then you got to be stubborn because otherwise, why would you continue?
Yeah, true.
So, but oh, I thought you were one of the smart ones who was going to be free and just be a booktuber and enjoy reading,
I
but
mean,
no,
no,
no, you're trying to
I
torture yourself.
definitely I haven't even gone back to the book that I wanted to write since probably like the very beginning of the year. Like I'm really focused on the whole booktube thing and doing this because I'm loving it.
Smart man, do that. It's much easier.
Yeah. Yep.
So EL, yeah, I mean EL wrote 10 books in a year, I think. So
Yeah.
I was much slower. I'm still much slower at writing in general, and I still do 6, 7, 8 drafts before I publish. So I'm getting
Yeah.
better, but there's that.
And like to talk about like chunky book, like let's say like Brandon Sanderson's books, how they're like what each and every single one of them is probably what almost 1,000 pages, right? Or close
Yeah,
to it.
or more.
I like
Yeah.
I wonder how many like not even just him, any other author that writes to that magnitude, like how many times do they rewrite or go over their book and how long it takes for them to actually, you know, release it.
Uh,
It's got to take them a long time.
I don't know. We interviewed Andy Peliquin, and he basically said that he writes one chapter in the morning and one chapter in the afternoon every day. And if you can do
Okay.
that, that's 14 chapters a week. It does not take you that long before you can publish a book. I mean, it's still the first draft. You have to, clean it up, but
Yeah, then
still.
yeah, you go back, review, you clean it
But
up and like
but like you said, in our interview, it's like it's writing is a muscle. If you practice, you will get better. His chapters are like 1,500 to 2,000 words, so he's writing 3 to 4,000 words a day. And then he does his full time, so he does his marketing. I'm sure he does his editing and whatnot as well. But that's every day he puts 2 new chapters down, and that's why he publishes like 4 books a year.
Oh wow.
Um, he actually he told us that this year was a slow year. He only did 2 books, but they
Hmm.
both were over 1,000 pages.
Wow. Okay.
So, so you know. Let's see. What is Mark? Have you ever read something that immediately threw you into another world?
Oh yeah, of course. Like Red Rising. That was. I mean, that's only around 300 to 400 pages. The first one, but yeah, that book. I mean, I flew through it.
So I tried to read it once and I DNF'd it. I said I hate this. I can't stand it. And I had like 4 people tell me that my Haley Traveler reminded them of Red Rising, and I'm like, but I hate that book. So I actually just 2 weeks ago I went back and I was like, you know what? I'm going to read this through, and by read I mean listen. So I
Yeah, yeah.
listened to the whole book, and I'll say I like it. Um, there are parts. I mean, when he is on, like I told Tori from Tori Talks, the
Hmm.
chapter when he's talking to the jackal,
Yo, yes.
riveting. I had no idea what was going to happen. I was like, you know what? If I had to stay till 3 a.m., I'm doing it. I gotta know. And then there were parts, and I was just like, ugh. So there are parts I really didn't care for. There were parts that just, I mean, to me, it was uneven. But this is for my taste. And I'm weird. No one else agrees with me, so don't worry about that. But it was good. It was good enough that I want to read books 2 and 3. Um,
Okay.
I've heard from a bunch of people that the first trilogy is good, the second trilogy is awful, and the third trilogy is amazing. And I will never get to the third trilogy because I'm not going to read 3 bad books to get there.
I
Um,
keep hearing it gets better and better in each book.
so I mean, I was talking again with Tori, and she's like, some people like the middle trilogy. I'm like, maybe I'll get book 4 then and try it. But I mean, I
Yeah.
was kind of, I understand why people love it, but oh, look at this.
Yeah, servo rocks.
But I don't know. We'll see. There's so many things out there that I want to read that I'm not going to read bad books to get to. Like
Yeah.
just like The Fool, the Robin Hobbs. I read the first trilogy. It was
I got
slow.
that on the list.
It
The
was good,
Farseer trilogy.
but it was slow. And I don't do slow because I have the attention span of a 7-year-old. So I will never ever go back to Robin Hobb. But I mean, the 3 books I read by her, they were fine.
Yeah.
Again, slow, but eh,
See, I have
what
a
can you do?
whole list of fantasy that I'm gonna get to next year because I'm new to the genre.
Hmm.
So I was supposed to dive into it a lot this year, but that never happened. I read one fantasy book, The Envoys of War by Dave Lawson, and that was amazing.
Oh yeah, great book.
Yeah. And I now have a whole list for next year. Like 2026, I want to read a ton of fantasy.
What kind of fantasy do you, what, trad or indie or both?
Both,
Grim
both.
dark. What kind of?
See, I mean, traditional and indie, and
Yep. Do you
I
like
know the
grim
whole
dark? Do you like
they
cozy,
see.
epic?
I don't know because I don't know what kind of fantasy I like because I've never
Okay.
dove into that genre, so I had to try and decide which ones
Did you
I'm liking.
watch Game of Thrones, the show?
I started to that I never finished it.
So like Grimdark is, Game of Thrones. It's
Well, it's real serious, right?
good luck finding a likable person. Everybody is morally gray. There is no. It's not good versus bad. I don't particularly care for that in general, but again, that's Mike. Um, then you have cozier stuff that's lighter, like The Hobbit
Okay.
is,
Yeah.
very light. Um,
Yeah, more light, more laid back, easy to
Whereas
read,
Lord of the
easy
Rings
to
is
read,
going,
probably
yeah, oh
easier
yeah,
to read.
yeah. That's still absolutely my favorite fantasy book of all time is The Hobbit,
Yeah, I
more
got that
so than Lord
trilogy
of the
on
Rings.
my
The
shelf.
Lord of the Rings is more, it's epic in scale. If you've seen the movies, you've seen,
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's just that just defines epic.
okay,
Oh, so I mean, there's different things you can hop around. Portal fantasy is Mark is sitting here. He goes through a portal to another world. And if you come back, it's portal fantasy. If you can never ever come back, it's isekai. Isekai is new to me. I learned about this like a month ago.
mm,
Um, but I mean, there's different things, and just try it and see what you like.
yeah,
I like a little bit of. I don't like grimdark really, but everything else, you know. I'm not that big on cozy, but I read Sunset Sovereign by Laura Huey, and it's still one of my 10 favorite books of the last several years.
okay.
So I don't know. It's all you'll find what you like, and you'll kind of
I w-
like. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
I was just gonna say, for me, when you start, following other booktubers like Nico from Nico's Book Reviews,
Yeah,
when he's like, I love this book, and I'm like, okay, Nico liked it, I will like it. I mean, you'll find your doppelganger as far as taste goes, and then you'll be like, okay, let's get recommendations from them. Like, there's people will recommend books all the time, and I'm like,
yeah,
hated it. First Law trilogy, for instance.
yeah. You love that, don't you?
Oh God. I need a plot, and there's just no plot.
Yeah, that's on my list. I gotta see. I gotta see for myself how it is.
I
I'm hope.
mean, Glocta is probably one of the greatest characters in all of fantasy in First Law trilogy.
Hmm.
And if he ever had a plot attached to him, I'd be singing from the rooftops about how great this is. But
First Law is awesome.
there is no plot, El. The two main characters never meet in the entire trilogy. There is no plot.
They don't.
Um,
They don't ever meet.
Never.
Never. So it's not like the Jackal with Bruce Willis and Richard Gere, where they don't meet until the very end of the movie. I'm not sure if you ever saw that movie or not.
I've heard about it, but I'm just looking at the people in the comment. Uh,
There is to a plot, just doesn't pay off like anyone wants it to.
there is no plot. Logan Nine Fingers is the other main character, also phenomenal. I mean, he does amazing characters. But yeah, that's weak tea there. Anyway, I'm not going to argue again. I've had this argument 16 times, and they have not come around to my way of thinking. So they probably are stubborn that way.
You see, when I was picking up my fantasy books last week that I'm going to start reading, I had Brandon Sanderson's Storm Like Archives in my hands. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, these are some massive books.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't know if I should start off with this this uh this series from him. So then I bought the Mistborn series, or just the first one, just to see how I like it, because it's a short book. It's like I think 300 something pages. So
Mm.
see how I do with that before I work my way up to such a massive series.
So I read Mistborn, um, and it was good. I kind of feel like it it needs an editor. It could have. It says here 550 to 650 pages, depending on edition.
Oh, on the first one,
Yeah, and I'm thinking you could have cut 200 pages and been fine. Um, I mean, I don't know. To me, if you give me a really thick book like that, I'm like, either so much is going to happen, it's so dense that I won't be able to keep track, and I just won't care, or
yeah,
else there's a lot of fluff in there that you just don't need. So, uh, yeah, I read Mistborn. It was fine, but I was like, you could easily cut 200 pages, and a couple side things that didn't need to be there.
yeah,
Um, and EL at least one third. Like 300 to 400 pages is just about perfect for me. And I realize when I finally write book 7 of the Pratani series, and it's going to be like 700 pages, and I'm just going to have to delete all my socials because I'm not going to want to hear about it. Uh, And
See, I don't mind long books 'cause I know a lot of fantasy is long. Most fantasy books, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, are massive.
eh, I mean, that's the one genre you're going to get really, really thick books more often than not. But
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I say I've read Lord of the Rings trilogy. I don't know how many times now, and I'm sure there's over 500 pages. So my 500-page limit is kind of flexible. I'm willing to break it
Mm,
fairly easily, but probably not on book one. Because it starts off book one is like 600 pages. I'm like, oh my god! By book three, it's going to be 1,000, and I'm just like, this is a time commitment. I'm just not sure I want to, make. And Cena, you have read all of these books I've never even heard of. Vorkos again, interesting.
Mike's opinion of all.
But let's see. So, what have you read this year that you really liked?
Dark Bloom.
Dark Bloom.
That's
Okay.
no that's no secret. I just did my my thank you video that that came out this week, thanking Molly McCobb because before I read her book, I had picked up Altered Carbon by Richard Morgan,
Mm-hmm.
and that was my first book back after like almost 10 years of not picking up a book.
Yep.
And it just didn't jive with me. I felt like I don't know if it was just the wrong book to get into coming back to reading. It just felt all over the place, and I found myself just going back to figure out like what was going on, like why this was happening, why that happened, like when did this person die, like, and why. Like I couldn't keep track of it. But I did hear like that author, his writing can kind of be a little difficult. And so then I picked up Dark Bloom because I saw her promoting her book a lot on X.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love the whole zombie post-apocalyptic stuff. And I flew through that book. Now I'm a slow reader, and I think I read that book in like 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
And from then on, I was back to reading from then on.
So you like the horror elements too, then?
Yeah, I like horror.
So I read Dark Bloom. Um, I don't really like horror, and I don't like romance. Um, but it was a well written book. But as I tell people, it was not for me.
Yeah,
Um,
she did a
but
real good job at balancing the horror and the romance. Like, there's no spice to it
right.
at all, but she did a really good job at balancing the romance and the horror part of the book. I thought that was pretty amazing. And I just got done reading. I read the newest one, Without a Whisper,
Hmm.
in one day. She gave me an art copy of it. I read it in one day.
Nice. I will tell you, I have her book on my table when I go to these
Yeah.
Comic Con
Mhm.
events, and it's her and Laura Huey's Sunset Sovereign are the two books that and actually, I guess Darktown by Palmer Pickering. Those three books, I'm always like, give me some more books. I need more books. Yeah, those are just givens.
Yeah.
I'm hoping next year to actually do an event in Fredericksville with Molly,
Okay. Nice.
which means I'll have to take Dark Bloom off my table and not sell it since she'll be selling it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking someone who is that savvy and that personable and attractive, at my table, be a welcome surprise to everyone who's seen me before. Um, so yeah,
How did the turnouts go with all with your book events? Those go
what's
pretty
it?
good. Did they always
Um,
go pretty good? The turnout.
it depends. Uh, I've done several with James Maxey, who's been doing it. He's been writing for over 30 years, and he's been doing Comic Cons for over 12. And we
Mm,
both kind of agree the first half to 2/3 of the year was really good,
yeah.
and then it kind of just fell off a cliff. Um, Last year I was almost 1-to-1 in hardbacks to paperbacks sold at Comic Cons.
Okay.
And I make much more money with the hardbacks, which is why I wrap them like these behind me here because I want to try to push them.
Yeah.
And this year I'm like 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 paperbacks to hardbacks. I'm just not selling hardbacks because people are pulling back because Comic Con is the very definition of discretionary spending,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's the first thing you're going to pull back on. So, I mean, I don't have to look at economic indicators. I can just go to Comic Cons like, yep, people are pulling back.
Yep.
I mean, last year at Steel City, I sold $1,300 worth. This year,
Oh wow.
I sold 700. So,
Uh yeah, everyone's afraid to spend money right now.
it's kind of, if we can stop playing tariff games and everybody's supposed to get a bigger tax return, I'm hoping that
Yep.
next year will, you know, explode.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
But we'll see. I'm going fewer events next year, but bigger events. James talked me into going with him to New Orleans in July.
Okay.
So if I'm just not a puddle person, uh, as I step outside, then hopefully we'll sell some. But
Yeah.
and I'm doing events with EL, and I'm doing some with Nick Fuller, and Laura Huey and Ellen. Oh God, Ellen. What is Harris? What is her last name? Thomas. Uh,
Ellen Holmes?
Holmes. Yes,
Yes.
thank you. God, see, this is why I should never start listing names. Um,
Yeah,
so
you interview a lot of people each week, so the names can, come and go.
that, and I'm old. Um, so yeah, uh,
I would
yeah.
love to go to a Comic-Con.
I have. The first one I ever went to was when I went to sell, and I've now gone to exactly one Comic Con where I wasn't selling, and that was Worldcon this year,
Okay.
and that was a blast. I mean, I could have got a table, I could have sold, but there were.
Yeah, go there and enjoy yourself and enjoy the experience for yourself.
I mean, there were probably 80 to 100 authors there selling books,
Yeah.
and I'm like, ugh, you know what? I'd rather I just went to the freebie lounge, gave out free books,
Yeah.
and that was great because everybody's like, "Hey, let's meet at the freebie lounge." And Trinity, that is the plan. I think Dragon Con in 2026 and Worldcon in Montreal in 2027 because I don't want to go to LA probably ever again.
Yeah, I heard it's
And
it's crazy to be there right now.
and Tim, yes, I definitely have CRS. Can't remember shit. So I made my schedule for Comic Cons. Then I was like, oh yeah, Dragon Con. I was like, huh, do I have vacations for this?
When is
So
Dragon Con? What month?
it's over Labor Day.
Okay.
So it's 5 days. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, with the Monday being Labor Day.
And that's in Atlanta, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I will probably, if I go, I'll probably take Friday off and drive down and be there Saturday, Sunday, and then drive back Monday.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah,
definitely
well,
not doing 5 days. That's just, ooh, I'm not that social. Um,
yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and make that.
Actually, I have a friend who lives in Atlanta area. I probably need to inform him of the good news. I'm going to come visit him, um,
I had
and
to show
stay
up
at
at his
his
house one
place.
day. Like, hey, I'm here.
Well, I did last 2 years ago. I started, and I was like, I want to do this event in Jacksonville. It's like a friend of mine. We graduate high school and we actually graduate college together, and I haven't spoken to him or I haven't seen him in like 20 years.
Hmm.
So I just called him up. I'm like, Ed, you win. You get to host me when I go to this Comic Con in your city. He's like, come on down. I'm like, really? We've like spoken 3 times in 20 years and we haven't seen each other in 2 decades, but okay.
Yeah.
And that works. So I was like, you know what? I want to go to Indianapolis too. So I called up another friend from high school and I said, Neil, you win. You get to host me when I go to Indiana Comic Con. He goes, okay, come on. I'm like, wow.
This is too easy.
I'm like, who knew? So, absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's why people said yes, because they hadn't seen me in 2 decades.
Yeah.
Um, so, try it. Look up your old yearbook. Hey, where are they at now?
Yeah, right.
Find somebody that lives in the Atlanta area. Steve is my friend there. I'm going to, tell him, hey, Steve, you win. I don't want you to feel left out.
Yeah. That's
So,
funny.
but yeah, Trinity's a little too far away from Montreal, so we can't crash at her place. And I think Tim McKay is still like an hour away, so might have to actually get like a hotel.
Yeah,
Oh well.
it's gonna cost an arm and a leg.
I don't know. I know Adrian Gibson. He thought ahead for Worldcon, and then he got an Airbnb and shared it with like 3 or 4 other people. And there we go. Trinity is volunteering Tim. That's what I read from this. Yeah, from Manitoba. How long of a drive is it from where you're at, Trinity, in Manitoba to Montreal? It has to be like 5 hours, maybe.
Set up a tent behind Walmart.
Well, I mean, it is in the summer, so you could go to Montreal and set up a tent, I guess.
Yeah.
Trinity. Okay, 3 days driving.
Uh,
But so yeah,
just
so
got
I'm hope
done. Just got done. Dungeon Crawler Car today.
which the first book or
Yeah,
which one?
first one.
So I'm might be a little bit of a heathen here. I like Dungeon Crawler Carl, but each book I liked it a little bit less.
Yeah.
They also got longer, so that could be it
Yeah,
too.
I've seen that. Yeah.
So the last one that's come out I bought, but I haven't listened to, and I don't know that I will because
I mean, it was like it's a fun, chaotic like getaway book. Like it's a
yeah,
book where you want to just get away from all the serious books that you read and just have a fun time. And
yep.
it was nothing but chaos from the first page to the very last page. And I know for a fact that Matt Dinneman is a gamer. Only a gamer can write that kind of book. And if you're a gamer, I believe that you will love that book.
Uh, I am, in fact, not a gamer. I stopped after the Atari 2600. So, but yeah, do you read sci-fi too, or are you just fantasy right now?
Science fiction. I like Jonathan Mayberry. I'm not sure if you know who he is. Traditional author. Um,
No, I shouldn't ask because now I feel terrible because I'm like, nope, don't know who they are either. But I swear I do read people. Um, Trinity. Like I said, the first book is you have once you get over the what the hell is even going on here, and you just decide to go with it. It's great. 3 or 4 books, really liked it. The last book that had the head of a sex doll that was a lie, it just got really weird. Um, uh, yeah. So
yeah, I hear it gets more chaotic as the series go on.
so, but if you liked that lit RPG, then you could always try Darktown by Palmer Pickering, which is a much more sedate lit RPG. Yeah, that. Yeah, you have to be willing to go with it. Oh, and yes, Trinity, if you're going to do it, Audible is the way to go.
Yeah,
And
I listened
yes,
to it with Audible and then read it while
and
I was
again,
home.
and yes, do not listen to it with your kids in the room unless you
No,
have headphones on,
yeah, no, don't do not do that.
or else you're going to have
They
Mom. Can you explain?
yeah, they will hear things that they should not hear.
So, let's see. So I know that Saffron has contacted us all about good old Darla.
Oh my god, that your guy did an amazing job with
He,
that.
I give it to him, and he's always like, "What is this, Mike?" I'm like, "No, no, this is 5 authors got together and created a Franken monster." Um, and he's like, "Okay, I'm here for it." So I mean, he does it. I think he looks forward to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and give me a second here. I am pulling it up, In case you have not seen it, let me get the right one. Uh, okay, now I need to share screen window. That one. There we go. There's the lovely lady. One more time. With the fiddler crab arms, the pink mohawk,
That
pink
is
feet,
that is
vestigial wings. Oh yeah. It yeah. And Cena, you're right. Dungeon Crawler Carl, if you've been reading lots of heavy stuff, that is absolutely
exactly.
a
Like, I
break.
mean, you could take it serious if you want, but for me, it's a I'm using it as a getaway book.
Yep. So when you're writing, what kind of are you writing? Are you doing dark stuff or what?
For when I'm writing.
Yeah.
The book that I'm writing, I mean, I could give you the premise of the book. It's about two kids who get separated um during the downfall of America. One's gonna be around like 10 years old. The other one's gonna be like about four. So the whole beginning of the book is just how everything is falling apart and the world is just going to war. And then it goes from like 25 years later, and neither brother has seen each other in that 25-year span, and they are on the opposite sides of war, but they don't know that yet.
Hmm.
That's like the whole idea that I have.
So post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Uh, I I have a dystopian. I don't have post-apocalyptic, but yeah, that could be very good. There's always a big market for that. Let's see. Do you have a working title for it?
Nothing yet. Nah.
Nothing.
'Cause
That's always one.
I haven't even worked on it since like the beginning of the year.
Uh,
Or I guess you could say my wife is, yeah, she's the editor, and yeah, she's making it happen. She has
so
turned all my writing into it better writing.
yeah. For me, I get like 2/3 of the way through the book, and I'm like, what even is the title? So I'll be like, Pratani 5, Proxima 2, until I come up with a title, and then once I get the title, I'll be like, yeah, that fits. But yeah, I have to get like 2/3 of the way through before I even know what the title is. So,
Now you write both fantasy and science fiction, right?
yep, both kinds.
So which one do you like writing better?
They're different. Um, I think, well, so I have three series. So Haley, I think with sci-fi, my chapters tend to be longer because I want to at least hand wave to get the science right. So
Hmm.
I feel like I have to explain more. Um, but oh, EL,
I
and
mean,
yes,
he ain't wrong.
and yes, Tim knows a movie from which I get my inspiration. But fantasy is, I don't know. I think writing fantasy is easier
Easier.
because
Okay.
one, they're walking trees. I'm comfortable, walking in the woods. I can do that. If someone's walking on Mars, what even does that look like? What does it feel like? Are there sounds?
Yeah.
I mean, if you knew how much time I spent looking at, what does space smell like, and it does have a smell, even if EL is going to tell me it doesn't, he's wrong. I even got space scented candles to, when I'm writing to try to, sensorial to,
Yeah.
but it's it's just bizarre because you're like, okay, you're in space, you're floating, so you're not walking. You have to. How do you propel yourself? And it's just all the things you take for granted in fantasy. They're walking. Gravity is a thing.
Yeah. So science fiction, you get to be more detailed
Cognizant. Yeah, you have
than
to be
fantasy writing.
right, which is why the chapters are longer because I can't just have them walk down the hallway if it's 0G. They have to float, and what are they hitting? They don't want to land, press the
Yeah.
panel, and hit the emergency eject. That so you have to be more. Yet it's slower going, and the chapters are longer. But I mean, fantasy. When I'll be writing, I'll be like, I'm starting to get bored. I have to destroy something or blow something up, or you know. So yeah, they're different. And I can understand where someone be able to do one and not the other. And I absolutely love the Foundation books, but I hate Apple. I don't have Apple TV, so I've never seen the Foundation series. Um, but yeah, and then I'm doing humorous sci-fi, which is kind of a cross between the two,
Hmm.
more like sci-fantasy. So,
Okay.
and that's just I keep those very short because if you're going for humor, you're probably not going to write a 500-page humorous book because whatever you're doing is going to get old.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I'm gonna the Expanse series by James Corey. I want to
yeah.
get into that so bad. That's on the list for next year.
So I read the first three books, and then the Expanse series came out on TV, and I start watching that, and it's faithful-ish, and then I really liked it, but I just the first book, it's everything I liked. I mean, they set up all the dynamics of Earth and Mars, and then the Belters. There's three different populations, and here's their political motivations. And I was like, oh my god, you can just play in this sandbox for as much as you want. They're like, but the proto molecule. I'm like, no, no, you don't need anything else. Just with the politics you got set up, this is great. You don't need aliens or any. And so they definitely want to go that way. I was like, no, no, God, no, just the politics. The way you've set it up, this is perfect. So their whole thrust of the proto molecule, what will happen to all these societies when you introduce that? And I'm like, just let's just not. And if you ever want humorous sci-fi that's doesn't break your brain reading the Bob verse, We Are Legion, We Are Bob is the first book. Great series. Very light. Uh, and
Is that
Trinity
is it?
wants. Oh,
No, I did. I saw like the first two episodes when it first came out. 'Cause I wasn't reading at the time when the show came out, and then I didn't even know it was based off of a book. I saw the book in Barnes and Noble, and I was like, oh wow, this is I guess this is what the show is based off of.
yep. Leviathan Wakes is the first one. Yep.
Yeah,
And yeah, and like Cena's right. Bob verse. It's a lot of fun. It's not. It's an easy read. It's fast. Um,
Bob verse.
yeah, the first book is We Are Legion, We Are Bob, which should tell you just how serious you should take it. Um,
We are
but it's
Legion. We
actually,
are.
but if especially if you're reading heavy stuff, sprinkle that in between to, you
Yeah,
know, yeah, highly recommend that. And
that's just like
Trinity,
another like dungeon crawler car type book.
um, no, not exactly. It's so good old Bob is, I believe, if I remember, it's been a couple years now. I think he was uh, convicted of something. He went into something, and they said we're going to transfer your personality into
Yeah,
robots,
Yeah,
and then they launched them into spaceships, and they were self-assembling spaceships. And then Earth went away, and Bob kept replicating. And I mean, by the like book five, it's like they've been replicated how many generations, and you're not going to have the true thing. So they go to war with one another because they've drifted apart, even though they were all Bob. Now they've had so many copies that they're and it's very interesting. I mean, it's very light read, but they kind of cover some heavy topics.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It
so
sounds pretty good.
yeah, uh, big fan. I guess I don't know if they're done or if I'm like missing a book that I should read, but I read them all pretty quickly once they came out. So
Yeah, I'm hoping I fly through the Expanse series when I read that.
the expand yeah love the Expanse series. Um, And Trinity wants to know, what was the first book you read that got you back into reading?
Dark Blue.
Dark Bloom. Yep.
Hmm. Yeah, like I said, I put my video out this week for Molly, thanking her for getting me back into reading. Because after reading Altered Carbon, I got told myself, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm just done with reading. Maybe I just lost that passion for reading, and that's when I picked her book up, and it was on from there.
So do you read physical books or audiobook or both?
Physical, I just recently started getting into audio because at my job, most of the day I work by myself. So I just started throwing on audiobooks and then doing it that way. But then I also have the physical book. Like I'll buy the physical book and I have so many credits on Audible.
Yeah.
I'll just
Oh
use it
yeah.
on the book that I'm reading at home and listen to it while I'm at work.
So another series that actually, but do the audio because it's amazing, is the Rooker Flynn trilogy. Um, is great. The Crimes of Rooker Flynn is the first book, then the trial, and then the execution of Rooker Flynn are the three books by Andy Witham.
Andy with them. I think I heard of that.
He does his own, and I, for Proxima Station, I begged and pleaded and cajoled and everything I could think of. I was like, please read my book because you would be perfect. It's not to be taken seriously. I
Yeah.
mean, and he reads his own stuff, and oh my god. Actually, as I said last night, Execution of Rooker Flynn was my favorite book of the year. That's book 3 in the series, but all 3 of them are amazing. Um, so that would be probably one I would recommend that you give a try. And I mean, I've never tried to read it. I've always just listened to his because
Yeah.
he does such a good job. So,
It's
so
not
what
coming
books have
up.
you read this year? Out of curiosity.
Uh a whole lot. Let me see. Well, a lot less than I anticipated, but um let me just go through the list. Without a Whisper by Molly McCobb, What Comes Before, her newest one before uh Dark Bloom 2, Red Rising, Temptress of Weinberger Road for by Corvina Sweeney. Now that book, oh my god. Did you say you're into horror or no?
Not so much.
This book is like she took the gloves off in this book, and it's pretty wild. Like if you wanna be scared, going to grab a midnight snack after you get done reading, then go ahead and read this book.
So is it more jump scare sort of thing?
It's more eerie. It's just
It's
like yeah, it's I mean it's gruesome. Like the um the scenes that she plays out, it's very descriptive.
okay.
And she did a really good job with this book. The Neighbor by Dean Koontz was my first book by him. That was like a short, like 50, 60 page book. I dove into a lot of indie this year, like Rob Alexander, Tim McKay, ZB Steele, Dave Lawson, Iman Bradley, The Veil. That book is so good. Have you read that?
I have not. Again, more horror, right?
It's yes and no.
Okay.
It's not too bad. It's nothing that I don't think you can't like you want to be able to handle.
The mayor of Orc City is with us. Um,
Mr. John Douglas.
yeah, I'm to the point now when I read a traditionally published book, I almost feel guilty. I'm like, but I could be reading an indie. But yeah, and Trinity, I'm getting the same vibe. Horror seems to be your go-to.
It's see, I dove into see, I love science fiction. I dove into horror a lot this year because I love horror movies, and I dove into romance this year too because my wife is a big romance reader,
Hmm.
and when she was reading her books at the beginning of the year, like she was just going crazy reading them, like laughing and just being excited about like what's happening. So I told her like, give me like, all right, let me try romance, and I said, give me a book though, give me a romance book where it's not that much spice in it. I don't want to read about just the spice
Right.
part of the book. Give me
Right.
one that has okay, you can give me spice, but give me one with a good story to it. And she did. And the first one she gave me, it's a 5 book series. The first one in the book, I read it in 2 days.
Wow.
I couldn't believe I read a romance book, and I never thought I would like romance. And I'm not saying like I that I do like it, but it's a genre that I might dive into every once in a while just to read. But
There's subgenres of romance.
yeah,
To be fair,
yeah,
there
Yep.
is like pure spice, nothing but sex romance, and then there's the one like what you read,
yeah, yeah.
and then there's all kinds of versions in between.
Mhm.
So I'm going to give you another recommendation then. Um, Umbra by Amber Toro. She calls it Psymantasy.
I think I've heard that. That sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
it's a slow burn, which to me is just annoying. I'm like, get it over with already. Um, but I mean, the story is great. I read it. I gave it 4 stars, and I absolutely hate romance. Um, but I mean, the story was good, and I was like, okay, yeah, yeah, you tango again, got it, move on. It was a great story, even for me. Um, like Molly's. I mean, I would probably say 3 stars, but that's more because it's just not for me. I don't do romance. I don't do horror, and that's what that whole book is.
Yeah.
So that's more a Mike thing than a Molly thing. But Umbra was good story. It was just slow burn romance. You can almost ignore it. And I would say I don't have a problem with women. I allow them to exist, and I just don't bother them. And I just want the same. Um,
But I was very surprised that like I was flying through that book, and then I do with the audio, like I downloaded the book on audio and was listening to it at work. I'm like, I need to know what's happening next. And then the
mhm,
second book took me a little longer. I read that within like a week, but I mean, I was surprised.
yeah. So Umbra's good. I blame Laura Huey because she told me when we interviewed her the one time, she goes, I just got so tired of when I write that someone would sigh or they would shrug. She goes, there has to be more gestures than that in the world. And she said, who knows all this stuff is romance writers because they have to the body moves this way and how do you convey the meaning just by describing how they move. She's like, read romance. Oh my God, and she said for 6 months she read nothing but romance, and she's like, now I'm happy with my characters. They can be expressive without me saying, and she was sad, you know, just by the way she moves or something. So I started reading. Trying, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that for 6 months. I'm going to read nothing but romance, and I got like 3 books in, and I'm like, okay, I need a break, and I never went back. But I
Yeah,
mean,
I only read two of the books out of the 5 that she gave
but it
me.
is absolutely true. And if you're going to actually, if you're going to write, I will tell you a book you should read because technically I think it's flawless. Is the was it The Way of Adan is the first one, Philip Chase.
I've heard that was amazing.
I mean, I read it and I was just in awe. I was like, this is technically flawless. Was I blown away with the concepts? No. Was I like, this is so cool? No. But I was like, you know what? The pace is always there. It doesn't flag at any point. The characters are well. I mean, you know who they are. He does characterization. He does everything. Everything is done well.
Yeah.
The story itself is it's better than average, but it's not amazing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just read that. I'm like, man, I cannot write this well. Um, I mean, it's flawless. I mean, he has a PhD. It's and he's called Doctor Fantasy for a reason. Um, but if you want to write and you're like, what do I need a writing book to learn this stuff, which is kind of a lot of it is pointless. read read really good books, and you'll pick up just as much, if not more. And I would put that on the short shelf of things you should definitely read.
Okay.
Just for technical, like I said, technically, I think it's flawless.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
story is good. It's not great, but technically, it's flawless, and I can't write that well. So you
It's
can always
about,
learn.
yeah, this one is like 540 pages, 539. So it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Oh man, I didn't realize that. I read another
See,
500 plus page
it
book.
was
Oh
so good you didn't even realize that it was that long.
God. Now I'm just sad. Ugh. But yeah, I'm always amazed by booktubers like you. I'm like, you got the great job. Authors will send you books for free. You can read them. Whenever you want. Most everyone is not going to be hassling you. If you read my book, that rarely, if ever, happens.
Yeah,
Y-
nah, everybody that sent me books, they say, just, get to it when you can. And
Yep,
I've always messaged them back being like, like, I haven't gotten to you. I'm sorry. Like, and they're, don't worry about it. Don't like, just, get it to it when you can.
yep. And then everyone's like, you know what? That's great. Maybe I should start writing. And I'm like, no, you have it perfect. But I will say, just for authors out there, if you're listening, don't ever pressure booktubers, because do you want them to read it when they're not in the right mindset? Like, I don't really feel like horror, but they're pushing me to read this horror book, so they're going to read it. What's going to happen? They're going to bounce off of it, and now you've just screwed yourself. And they're like, they'll never finish it because you pushed. Let they're a human. They know what they want. Let them make the decision. And if it's you can't if giving a physical book is, oh my god, I'm going to push every time, then just send them an ebook. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. If the money is that tight, then a lot of people will accept. I mean, people all the time are like, you can just send me the ebooks, and I'm like, oh no, I'm sending you physical copies. Um, so yeah, yeah. Trinity has it much more succinctly than me. Be in the right mood. Let them decide when they're in the right mood. Don't push. One booktuber was
Yeah.
saying that person contacted her and said, "Will you read my book?" And she's like, "Well, I got a lot, but yeah, if you want to send it, I'll happily do it." And they said, "Okay, great. It's on Amazon. Go ahead and buy it. And then after you
Oh,
buy it,
wow.
if you'd read it on Kindle Unlimited, so I could get more money, that'd be great." And she's like, "What?" She's like, "Guess what book is never getting read now?"
Yeah, right. That's
So
on the back burner.
Get on the bed.
so yeah, always the golden rule: treat people nicely
Yeah.
is always the best way. So you have
Love.
not been. Oh,
Huh? Ah, go ahead.
you haven't been to a Comic Con?
No.
Oh
No
man.
Comic Con, no kind of any book event ever.
So I know that there's several in Philly, but Fan Expo will be the end of March next year.
Okay.
And actually, the my artist who does all the Protani and now all the Proxima stuff for me, he's actually flying over from Poland. He's going to be there,
Oh wow, that's
but
awesome.
that's when I have a show in the DC area with Molly that same weekend, so I will not actually get to meet him. But oh well. But yeah,
Love
they're
love Janelle Shiki. Have you read any of her book? I mean, she's horror also. I know I keep saying horror, and then I'm probably being known for a horror reader, but I just like. I mean, horror is like I love horror. I do love horror.
uh and the one thing Ro always says at Comic Cons is, it does not matter what you look like or what you wear. No one, I mean, everyone's like, okay, fine, that's your thing, and they move on. There's never ever. The only exception to that is like the ones I did Con Nuga, and I'm still scarred by it. There was a guy there who apparently had lost 200 pounds in like a year,
Mm,
and so he thought that he should wear a leather belt with a 6-inch leather strip hanging down in the front and the back of said belt, and nothing else. Uh,
okay.
and it hung down to like his knees, and he's like, "This is great. I've got my money back in tips. People keep putting dollar bills in my belt." And I'm like, "Dude, just get away from my table. Please, just
Yeah.
just go." Um,
All right.
but I mean, again, he went in and no one said anything. So, uh, but I mean, people will dress up in costumes. I used to dress up as a druid, but it's very hot, and so I don't do it anymore. But I wear silly shirts like this. My Lord of the Rings with a dragon on the. So,
Oh, I would definitely nerd out. I don't know about
oh,
dressing up as costume, but like I would nerd out.
I mean, one guy had a shirt that said, "My kids are dumbasses. That's why I'm still working."
Damn.
And I'm like, "Love your shirt." So, yeah, it's a geek flea market is what it is.
I need to go. I need to
I
go.
mean, if you want to buy $175 lightsaber, you can. I've gone to enough of them now. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but what would you do with it after you bought it? Uh,
Yeah,
you
right.
know,
Yeah.
I'm like, and most of the stuff there is, yeah, that's cool, but
You just
I mean,
you just collect them. Collectors.
yeah, I mean, I say this, and then you see all the knives and swords behind me.
Yeah.
So
No.
uh,
Nobody
I
wants
am
to
not
break into that house.
I am not immune from impulse buys, but and then several writers and I don't know why exactly, but we have a unbridled hatred for Funko Pops.
Nah.
Probably because if you sit across from them and they'll be like, "Oh, here you go. Oh, we're running low. Go get more." And you're like, "I just want to talk to people. They're running out of stuff and having to run to their car or truck to get more, which is probably it's sheer jealousy. That's what it
Yeah.
is. Let's just be clear." But yeah, Funko Pops. When I heard that the company might go out of business, I was like, "Yes." But yeah, you should definitely do a Comic Con. Well, if you're going to go to Dragon Con, that's what is it, like 50,000 or more people will be at Dragon Con over the 5 days. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping to be able to go to it.
at least for a couple days. I don't know anybody who wants to do all five. Ugh, extroverts. What's wrong with them? Oh,
Let's
but
see.
let's see. Gen X loves all things unnecessarily cute. We are the children that embrace garbage pail kids. Cannot argue with that, EL. So, well, cool. How many books did you read this year?
Uh Probably looks like around like 50.
Nice. Okay.
And for a while I was starting to um read like 2 to 3 books at one time and like 3 to 4 at one time. And yeah, not doing that again. I mean, I guess like you could say that I'm kind of doing that right now, maybe because I was reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, I'm reading Shattered Kingdom, and then Sherry Fraser's A Letter. Um, but they're all like besides Dungeon Crawler Carl, the other two they're small books. But yeah, I don't know how people read like 5 to 6 books at one time.
I've tried that, and basically the one that I like the best is the one I just read, and the other two I forget about.
Yeah, but then and then when you by the time you get back to it, you're like, all right,
You're like,
what's going
yeah,
on in this book again? Now I have to start all over.
and
Like
you're
this
like,
eight.
it must not have been that good, or I would have finished it. So
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I,
So
I also,
if anything, I'm gonna do like 1 to 2 at a time.
yep. So I mean, if you're doing like physical read versus listening at work, I can see that because you'll still,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I can't. If I set a book down like for a week, it doesn't matter how much I liked it. I'm like, eh. I don't know. The activation energy to get back into it is just like, maybe I'll try again later, and then I just move on to something else. Which is why I DNF like half of all the books I start. So
yeah. See, that's why I know when I get into the fantasy reads next year, it's gonna be like I said earlier, I know fantasy are long. Like most books that I've seen and picked up, like they're massive. So with that, I might just when I start that book, it might just be that book I'm reading.
So you may want to look into Sphinx, the novella competition that's going on now. It's 100 novellas, so they're all short.
Hmm.
And their semifinalists will all be announced tomorrow. So EL and I are both under the gun, and so is a lot of people.
Is that on X?
Yeah, SFINCS Sphinx competition. If you search for it, most of the judges are actually on Blue Sky and not on Twitter. But if you go to the website, or you will see. And like I said, they're announcing the semifinalists, so you can start there. And there are, I think I counted 20 indie authors that I knew that we've interviewed.
Hmm.
And I'm like, God, this is just going to be a bloodbath. And yeah, EL is right.
What is the FF? What?
SFINCS. It's pronounced Sphinx, but it's SF, not SPH. Um, and they have a Discord for it as well. But I mean, if you want 100 novellas by 100 different authors, and you can read some reviews and see what you like. Um,
Hmm.
like I said, the each group, there's 5 groups of 20, and there's going to be 5 semifinalists from each, so they'll cut it down to 25 by tomorrow. EL and I are in the same group, and they've not announced yet, so I will be selling books at my event. Ah, there we go. EL has it in there for you. The Speculative Fiction Indie Novella Championship Series. But especially as I get older, novellas are becoming more and more. I was like, you still get a story. Short stories are a little too short. They're very punchy.
Hmm.
Novellas, you get a little world building, but you still get to the point. You can't have Brandon Sanderson esque, you know, chapters upon chapters of was this really necessary?
Yeah. I mean, I read ZB Steel um novella this year too.
Did you like that?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
So we had him on the show, and we were talking about things I like and dislike, and he's like, Mike, please never read my book. You will absolutely hate it. Everything you said you hate, that's what's in my book.
Oh
So
wow.
now I have to read it just for spite. Um,
It's a quick read.
but I don't actually read physical, so he has to put it out on audio. And I saw where he has a deal with people who are going to produce the audiobooks. So
Oh wow. Okay.
hopefully, hopefully next year I will get to read or listen to ZB Steel, and I will be the judge of if I like it or not. I mean, we'll see.
And then Tim McKay Skyfold was pretty good.
Let's see. I'm just looking. Have you read anything by our illustrious E.L. Montague?
I have not. I have not.
I
I've heard
I
great
would
things about the his books.
I would recommend Instant at the Peeling Head, because I am the bad guy that he kills.
Oh yeah. uh,
Although he doesn't actually say that my character died,
yeah.
but unless he can hold his breath and not, explode when there's no when he's open to space. Yeah, he's pretty much toast. Um, and that's the one in the chapter 1 that my character is flaying someone. That's the introduction to Mike Molman, the character. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
But it is actually a very good book. All of EL's books are good. I hate to say that when he's here listening, it'll go to his head. Um, and he already has more hair than me, so I really don't want to compliment him. But
Yeah, it definitely has more hair than me.
yeah. So, wow, if you read 50 books, I was feeling pretty good about myself. I've read like 38 books this year.
Yeah.
but I started over 70, so
We all
you
can't
know.
be like Josh from Already Overbooked. He read, I think by now it's probably close to like 200.
I still it boggles the mind when I was on the show with you guys on Rowdy's thing, and you are like, "Man, before I interview, I prepare, look at all these notes," and I'm like, "As you have experienced tonight, we just wing it."
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That's why when I start my author interviews, like, yeah, I'm gonna have certain things I want to talk about, but just just wing it. Like whatever we want to talk about, whatever we end up talking about, it's gonna happen.
and I have to get to Trinity's books. I have not got to them yet. I keep
Yes,
telling myself I
same,
need to, but
same.
again, I don't really read a lot of physical books, so it's hard.
I love the physical copies. It was like video games. I had to buy the physical copy of the video games. I guess you can call myself a collector. 'Cause I just love to see the bookshelf and just see all
Yep.
them books on the shelf. It's I don't know.
If I read Kindle, and I usually, like I said, listen. But now I have books behind me because I started buying um books. Actually, Wistful Ascending. Have you read that?
No, and I'm going to next year. I heard that was a wild book.
Yeah, I would get the audiobook, and he is coming out with audiobooks for books 2 and 3
Okay.
next year, early next year, I think. But yeah, Wistful Ascending is again. I don't like superheroes. Sci fantasy is not really my thing, but his book is just so good. Rohan is just a great character. Um, yeah,
Unbound, the Guardians of What a Firestone.
yeah, but you cut your hair.
Blood and Bound. Is that her newest one?
Um,
Or
hold on.
Bloodbound? Or is that the second one in this? Is it a series?
So it is a series, and we have both of them. Trinity, help me. Bloodbound, I believe, is the first one, and Unbound is the second. But Trinity, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't say on Goodreads which one's
Bloodbound
first.
is the first. Okay, Bloodbound is the
Bloodbound's
first.
first, okay.
Unbound is the second. I have them both. I
Oh, nice.
I'm very good at buying books. The follow through, not so much, but I will at least buy them. Uh, let's see. Anything else I need to try to pitch you on because you don't have enough. Oh, what would you think about Clint Eastwood versus a werewolf?
As a book, that would be
Yes.
pretty badass, I think.
Uh, okay. Well then, uh, Shadow of Wolves by J.R. White, my absolute favorite book of last year that I read. That's basically what you're getting, and he has in the same universe he has a horror novelette that I mean I was stupid. There's like a skull with blood on it on the cover, and I'm like, oh, I'll read this, and it's horror. It's like jump scare horror, and I'm like, damn it,
Yeah.
how am I going to sleep tonight? I mean, it's my own dumb fault because I did not let the EL, you missed it. I already promoted you. Instant Appealing Head. Um, Last year, EL was a finalist with To Catch a Witch in Sphinx competition.
Nice,
Um,
nice.
Heirs of a Flawed Creation is one of my top 3 books from last year. I still have to get to Adrift in the Revolution, which I have not got to yet, but I need to. But EL publishes them so fast, I can't keep up because I do try to read other people other than EL. So now he's blaming his wife. I see.
What was the book called? Shadow of what?
Shadow of Wolves by J.R. White, and he's got books 2 and 3 out.
J.R.
And book 3 is probably my favorite of the series. Um,
Just the
book,
cover alone has to pull you in.
yeah. So he amazing stuff, and he's the one who for audiobooks. He had done Shadow of Wolves on audiobook, and I was like, so I'm going to do this Okay, EL. Uh,
I like that. I like that.
yeah, poor people who are going to get into reading 3 years from now. They're like, I have to read 50 books by EL before I can read anyone else. Um, but yeah, Shadow of Wolves. I tell people I almost ran out of gas twice on a trip listening to that book because I was just so engrossed. I'm
Oh
like,
wow.
"What's that light on my dash? Oh, it's the low. You're low on gas, fool." Light
Yeah, he's up to
twice, and
book 3 on it.
yeah, and book three. I'd never heard of whiskey forts before, but I mean, he researched it. He actually contacted the Museum of the Cowboy, I think, in Wyoming to talk to them. So I mean, I always appreciate people who put like research into their books and don't just magic.
Mhm.
So absolutely love his books. I'm not a big Western reader, but I mean, his stuff is just hits.
That's I want to get to Tori Tekken's book. I heard that's a little Western, like Western
Oh,
fantasy.
yep. Oh yeah, the latest one.
Hmm.
Yeah, the sidekick is what, an undead necromancer, I think. So yeah, I have not got the Tory stuff yet. I need to. Um,
Yeah,
I
a lot. So
I
so many books on the list.
yep. That's the problem is. Like I said, I'm very good at buying them. So if nothing else, yeah, they're a Cold Silver for Souls by Tori Tekken. Yeah, we talked to her and she said there's a Bob. I think is the sidekick, the necromancer undead, and she's like, there's reasons for this, but it doesn't come out till later, so I can't tell you. But I mean, she's very much character first.
Yeah, she's
So
big into characters. Yeah,
yeah, and El has read the Bloodstones. Um,
I heard that was pretty good.
I got like a chapter in, and I was like, I'm not feeling it now. Well, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just I'm like, nope, nope, not in the mood. So I need to go back.
Yeah.
But oh, oh well.
Did you read
So
Sledge?
I have not.
Oh my god, that book is so good.
Uh, Everyone talks about it. I mean, everyone loves it. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Tim wants to know, can I send you something to hand to your wife? He's sort of genre straddling.
Okay.
So, let's see. So, are you going to on your channel? Are you going to start doing interviews or
Yes, next year. I was gonna
next
try
year?
Corvina Sweeney will be the first one. I was gonna
Great
start it in
interview.
November, but like October on, it just got like crazy here, and I just didn't
Yep.
have the time, or like I just wasn't like invested in doing it, and I didn't want to just get her on just to get her on and like not be focused with it. So
Right.
I got a lot of
So,
things planned for next year, so make sure that
so
I plan it out accordingly.
I will tell you that we had Corvina on our show, and then when it was over, Ro and I are like, okay, we have to find an excuse to get her back on our channel.
Yeah.
Uh, she's great interview. That's a very solid start.
I believe
So
she would just you ask her again, she'll say yeah. Because she keeps telling me, just let me know the
yeah.
date and time, and I'll be there.
The thing that blows me away is that that was our Halloween, so we start like at 9 o'clock in the evening, and she's like, yeah, yeah, I'll get Sean Juiced. He'll come on too. Sean Juice lives in South Africa. It was 3
Yeah,
a.m.
it was 3 a.m. for him.
and I'm like, what do you have on this man who lives 14,000 miles away from you that make him do that? Because it went like 2 hours. He's like, yeah, it's 5 a.m. Do I even go to bed at this point?
Yeah, he sacrificed his sleep to be
Oh
on.
man.
The
Mark, are you
Vince
like
Flynn,
Vince?
I just bought American Assassin in the Mitch Rap series. Oh yeah, because I mentioned it in my one video. Robert Raposo. Let me see.
Robert Raposa's work. There you go. So, are you coming out with your best reads of 2025 video this year?
I don't know. I just made a video today while I was at work, just on my
Mhm.
phone, and I might just take the rest of the time off to just relax and map out and gather everything I want to do for next year.
So, I am one. I am horrible at writing reviews. My reviews are like it was more gooder than I thought it would be. Um,
Trust me, I would say that. Trust me.
uh, so I mean, reviews are hard, and then for the booktubers, you're like, here are my top 10 favorites. Number 10. So I start doing that. It's like, well, I'll rank my top 10 favorites. And I'm like, man, I feel so bad. Envoys of War is just barely in the top tens, and I love that book. I'm like, I feel guilty now. Um,
Yeah, it's gotta be
but I mean,
hard to when people do that, like how to
yeah,
choose which books you want to put in your top 10 because there's so many great ones out there. Like you just said, you'll feel bad if you don't
yeah,
throw one book in, even that you know it's amazing, it's great, but is it
yeah,
enough
like
to be in your top 10?
yeah, like Chris last night, he had said, he goes, well, I do my 10 favorites, but I'm like, they're in alphabetical order. I'm not trying to rate them 1 to 10. He goes, and then you can throw in honorable mentions, so you can add a few more, so you don't have to feel bad. I was like, well, that would be the way to go.
Yeah, yeah,
So, but yeah, I I was like, no, this is my favorite. No, that was my favorite read of the year. No, and again, every day it changes. So I think I'm just going to be like almost like a tier list of these were my favorite books of the year,
yeah.
and these were not quite my favorite, but very, very good.
And this is my first year doing the booktube. I didn't take it serious until maybe August, September. That's when I started really getting into it and making
Yep.
videos weekly. So, I was sort of learning and getting used to the whole process and getting used to how to do everything and just coming up with ideas for videos every single week.
So I will warn you because when Ro and I started, we were interviewing people at Comic Cons before it opened because we have all that dead time,
Mm,
and then Ro would edit and we'd throw them, and then we did our first live show and literally it was Ben Kahn from Books with Bengus.
mm,
And after he left, Ro and I just like, oh my god, we're never doing an edited video again, are we? We're like, no. And we are just all live all the time because there's no editing. Which Ro was doing all the editing anyway, but it's a time saver.
yeah,
Um, I produced a couple 30-second videos. I'm like, what? How did this take me 2.5 hours? It's 30 freaking seconds.
yeah.
Um,
See, I don't edit anything when I make a video. I mean, if I really feel like I screwed up saying something, I will try and take that out and make it seem like I didn't
mhm,
edit the video that good. But I'm not that good at editing, but for the most part, I just try to keep it as authentic as possible. And
yep.
whatever I'm saying, I'm saying.
So, well, in that case, you might be okay. But yeah, once we started a live interview, it's like, oh my god, this is so much better. So
Yeah, because you
yeah,
can't go you can't go back and edit.
yeah, and yeah, I tease Ro because at the time it was like, you're going to do all the video editing, fine. I'll do all the scheduling. I'll make the thumbnails. I'll do all that. And then we went live, and now there is no editing ever. And so I'm like, yeah, Ro. So you do nothing now anymore. I do everything else. But it's all good. So when we started, I was like, I can't talk to people. So Ro was the one who he always takes the lead in the interviews anyway. And now after like 300, I'm like, yeah, I think I can probably talk to Marc, you
Yeah.
know, by
See,
myself.
see, that's what happened when I first started doing this. I was watching Tori, Josh, Chris,
Yep.
Mike's book reviews. Um, what's his name? Oh my God, what is his name?
Daniel Green,
No, the Andrew
Andrew,
from Wizardly
Andrew
Reads.
Wizard. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and they all speak very well. They all review everything very well. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I know I don't speak well. I know that about myself. I don't speak or articulate my words good.
Right.
And that was kind of intimidating. And I'm just like, I can't keep up with that. And then if you go back and watch some of my earlier videos, you'll see how much I stutter and mess up, and I'm just like, and then that might be a part of the reason why I didn't really take it serious in the beginning of the year, and then everybody just kept saying, just keep going, man, just don't worry about it.
Yep.
And now I'm kind of just like on here and I just talk. If I say something dumb, I say something dumb by mistake. Like I'm not gonna be embarrassed by it anymore. Like it is what it is.
I am trying to convert the masses into, not liking First Law trilogy, not liking George R. R. Martin. I'm not having much success yet, but I will keep trying. Um, but yeah, yeah, BookTube is kind of fun. So let me ask you this, and tell me none of my business if it's none of my business. But how often do you get people contacting you to send you books? And are you to the point now where you're like, stop sending books, people, or
Uh not it's not that much. It's
really?
really not
Okay.
that much. Nah. Because like I said, I'm new to this. I don't think I'm really known like everyone else is, like Josh and Chris and all them. I know they
Yep.
get, probably a lot of authors contacted them. Hey, you wanna I'll send you a copy of my book. You would you like to read it? But yeah, no, I don't. I mean, there's been a few this year, but not that much.
So yeah,
And listen,
I
I do this because I have a passion for reading. Like the passion sparked after Dark Bloom, and that made me realize how much I missed reading. So I'm doing this because just like everybody has a passion and love for reading.
mhm,
And okay, I am at I think 141 subscribers. If I don't get any more subscribers, I will not care
right.
because I love doing this.
Yep.
If you come around my channel, you listen to my reviews, you watch what I'm doing. If you get something out of it, then that's what matters to me.
Yep. Yeah, when we first started, it's like, man, we're going to get up thousands of viewers and we're going to start getting money. And Andrew Wizard told me, I think at the time he had like 7,000 subscribers. He's like, yeah, I do like 4 long form and 3 shorts every week. And, Google or, yeah, YouTube pays me quarterly and I get like $22
Wow.
quarterly. So less than $100 a year. He goes, and this is for all this stuff that He's like, yes, I'm not doing it to get rich. Um, so I mean,
I mean, how do you find the time to read then? You're putting that many like Chris from Bearded Book Beast. He does so many lives and
yeah,
videos weekly. Like, how do you find time to read?
yeah. I know Andrew Wizard. His job is more kind of like data entry, so he has time all during his work day that he can listen to books,
Yeah.
and he puts them on like 1.7 or even 2x speed, so he can
No,
get
damn.
through them.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
So yeah, I got an in with him because I was watching his videos, and he's like, guys, we put a bid on a house. We didn't think we had a prayer of getting it. Well, we got it. So now I have to paint every room for the next 2 weeks before we move.
Yeah.
So no physical reading. I'm just going to have to be listening to books. And I was like, I have an audiobook. Do you want my audiobook? And so, see, you mentioned Josh's name, and he comes. You have summoned him.
Yes. Josh, what's up?
So we're going to start thinking that Josh is at least part demon kind, and you can be summoned. You can summon him. Um, but Josh, we were talking about Dragon Con 2026.
Yes, we got to make it happen, Josh. All of us.
Oh, I think Josh is one of the more likely people to be there.
Oh, he'll
But
definitely be there.
yeah, he'll be the
He's
one, throwing shade at the ones who don't make it.
Yeah, he's locked in. He probably already book the hotel somewhere down there.
But he probably when he got his group together, he's like, "Let's go over Atlanta. Let's go through," and he had a whole meeting on Atlanta. And they're like, "You're going to Atlanta, aren't you?" So,
Like, yo, all right, Josh, I'm already booked. Welcome back, everybody. Mark, disappointed in you. You didn't make it. You know.
he's going to do the whole thing like he's been doing with his fantasy football. He's like, "Mark, you didn't make it. Now you have to give a book away. What are your physical books you have? We're going to give one of those away now." Oh, but oh well, sir. So you're going to start doing lives. That's good.
Yes, lives. I got a lot of buddy reads going on next year. A lot, but I'm gonna space it out and pace it and do everything accordingly so I don't get burnt out.
Yep. So, yep, you're going to keep reading. You're going to do live. You're still going to do book review videos and
Oh yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Now
Okay,
that I'm fully like locked into this, it's full throttle here from here on out.
nice. So, yeah, your book will take off in no time. You'll have way more people than Bald&Balding.
Listen, dude, honestly, I didn't even expect to get past like 10 subscribers on here. Like,
So, yeah,
I didn't know what to expect when starting this.
I know. I talked to Nico because again, he and I have very similar tastes. Plus, he's read all of my books and has done a review for them. So, all star there. I mean, top of the heap there, Nico. But he's like, yeah, when I started, I thought I'd get like 150, maybe 200 people, and that would be about it. He goes, and if I didn't get that far, even 100 people would be great because that's all I thought I'd get. And he goes, he's up to like 2,500 now. He goes, it's still small compared to other people's channels, but he goes, it's kind of crazy that many people are subscribing to me to hear what I have to say about reading fantasy books and sci-fi books.
Yeah, I mean, he's
And
doing it good.
yeah,
One
so
person that I saw. Do you know who? Let me find his name on my list. He should be like the first couple. Thomas R. Howell.
Thomas R. Howe. No, don't know.
He started BookTube this year, at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Over 12K subscribers.
Oh wow. Huh.
I watched a few of his stuff and been to his live streams, and he is very chill. He talks well. He reviews everything good. Like he's doing it good.
So, do you watch Michael Vadney's author adjacent?
No.
If you want to know, I mean, his whole thing is he's coming out with a book. I think in March. I think is the latest deadline he has for himself. But he's a writer, so he's already missed like the first one or two or six because that's what you do when you're a writer. But so he interviews he does two 45-minute interviews. One is like, okay, let's talk about your stuff, and the other one is, what's a topic that you can you can converse on about writing. Like for me, I was like, well, I go to a million Comic Cons. I'll talk about that. He's like, yes. EL's been on it. He'll and everybody just has a different. I want to talk about this facet of writing. Phenomenal channel. He's very articulate. I was like, oh my
What
god.
is it
He's like
called?
author adjacent.
Author, jeez.
So he is actually in the room with you and Josh and Rowdy and Chris in my book, the third book in the Proxima series that I'm writing. So
Okay, yeah. His channel has come across my feed. Okay.
yeah, it's a great channel. Yeah, I mean he even made me look intelligent. So he's very good at editing. Um,
Yeah, wasn't he on one of your guys' channels?
uh, he's going to be on Bald&Balding when he launches his book. Has he been on?
I swear I
I'm
saw him on somebody's channel.
I talked to him on his channel. He's interviewed EL. I don't know. Maybe he has been on. I don't know. It's at this point we've done over 300 people. So and EL says yes, he has been on. So Okay, he's been on. Uh,
Probably where I saw him.
uh, so EL is not officially part of Bald&Balding because he has too much hair, but he probably knows as much or more about it than as anyone else. So
Do I make the cut?
hey, if Ro ever wants to go, I'll become the balding and you can be the bald. That's fine. So far, I've not done the I must grow hair on my chin because I don't have any on the top of my head. I haven't fallen into that yet, but oh
Yeah, but
oh
yeah,
well.
a lot of things planned for 2026. A lot of things.
Okay, so people in the chat, if you're still there, everyone, I want you all to give Mark one recommendation for a book he should read next year.
Let me get
Because
my pen.
and if they're under 500 pages, I may even try to read it too.
The older I get, the more and more I'm enjoying shorter books.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm telling you, novellas are the way to go.
I love
And
novellas. I love them.
and yes, Tim, just give him a book that he will love to read because it's just an awesome book. So if you loved it, let's assume that he will too.
Oh, one book that I want to get to next year, and you might call me crazy. The Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, I was going to read that this year, and then I got the audiobook, and it was 52 hours, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch the movie.
It's over
Uh,
1,000 pages, right? I'm
yeah. Oh
assuming.
yeah. So here we go. Black Tongue Thief.
Black Tongue Thief.
Jack L. Chalker, Midnight at the Well of Souls. Josh, if you're still here, I'm sure you can recommend a book or six.
Oh, Josh has recommendations for the next 5 to 10 years.
Let's see. Count of Monte Cristo is good, and the book is not the same as the movie. I watched the movie, so that counts. And Cena, your book, yes, we all want to read your book, Cena. You have to get that out. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. So what is the next video coming out on your channel?
It's gonna be at the beginning of the year. Like I said, I want to take the rest of the of December and just relax and just gather everything together with what I want to do next year. It'll probably be at the beginning of the year. What's gonna happen? Type thing.
And Trinity says the Warden's Son series by Nikki McCormick.
Nikki McCormick. I've heard that author. And somebody had asked earlier in chat if my wife had a channel. It's probably way up there. And no, she doesn't. I keep telling her that she should start a YouTube channel because her personality would attract a lot of people.
Yep. Tim would be the one who asked. Yes. I don't know. Maybe you could co-host. As you get older,
if you had her on
appreciate-
here, she would you would talk for hours with her. I'm telling you.
that there's a benefit to having two people when you do these channels because as you get older and you're like, oh yeah, mine went blank. Take it, and you can just toss it off back and forth to each other and not just sit there with 30 seconds of silence. Like, no, I'll get it. Give me, so you don't have the dead air. Highly
Yeah.
recommend that. The young people here probably think it doesn't matter, but wait till you get older. Oh, so there you go. You got several books now. Try.
More on the TBR. Can never get,
Let's see. Tim says you could keep her as the co-star. I'm sure she keeps you humble.
She hops in on some of my videos, like when I'm doing like some book mail videos. She'll get in here, open the books up, and then she'll read the synopsis on the
Nice.
for me, and she'll be a part of it.
Cool. Well, um, we got some recs for you. You're taking off the rest of the year, which is I'm kind of jealous. Although we're taking off at least a week, so we won't be. We have one show that's as of yet unscheduled, but it's going to be EL will be on it, and Son of Sonnet will be on it. And it'll be if you have questions about audiobooks, making it yourself, getting someone to read it for you, the ins and outs of it. We're going to have a show on that between Christmas and New Year sometime, as soon as our scheduler gets around to doing that. But I keep saying we need to find a new scheduler, and Roe refuses. Um, but other than that, that's our. And we will probably. Last year we did a show. Just it was very last minute. I just went on Twitter and said, "Hey, I'm bored. It's New Year's Eve, and I don't go out because who's going to drive on New Year's Eve?"
Yeah, right.
I'm like, so if you want to hang out, come on the channel. And we had 9 people on there for like 4 hours.
Oh wow.
We had other people like, I can't get on. I can't get on. It's like, sorry, there's 9 people. So unless someone leaves, and it was very impromptu, and we just, talked about whatever for 4+ hours. And we'll probably do that again just because I'm still not going to go out for New Year's because I'm old and crotchety. Um, but so if you're interested, uh, look on Twitter, or else if the channel's live, we'll probably put it in the comments so you can just hop on, talk about whatever with whoever's
Yeah, if you
here.
want to, yeah, if, whenever that, you just send me the link and I'll hop in.
So you are always welcome. Anybody in the chat, you're welcome to come on if you want. Some people like Trinity will be like, "Oh, come on, it's only 10." When we're like, "It's past midnight. We're going to bed now." So she'll have to find someone else's channel to get on to ring in the new year. But yeah, I was tempted to do it like Christmas evening
Yeah.
because I always hated Christmas evening because everything's closed, and I'm like, I've had too much family time. I need to get away from these people, and there's literally nowhere to go. So maybe that's just me, but uh,
You're currently working on another book, right? That I am the star on it, right? You said, or
I
yeah,
I have
the star.
my whole writing thing is just a disaster. I have 3 books I'm hoping to publish by June.
Okay.
Um, but book 2 of Proxima will come out probably January. Haley 2, I just have to do one more pass and send off for editing, which means it's like a month, 6 weeks away from being publishable. And
Yeah.
then I'm writing Proxima 3, which is the one where you and Josh and Rowdy and Chris and Michael Vadney and Saffron are all in the media relations of the Area 51
Nice.
base. And my characters will meet you all.
Listen, if you had me die in that book, make it brutal, okay?
So there's no one dies in this book because I have my 5 dogs are all in it, as aliens, and so I'm like, okay, I can't kill any of them. So this is as far from grimdark as you can get. It's absolutely ridiculous. Um, and yes, I have a bunch of you going to be in. I'm going to. This was my bingo sheet from book 1. These are all the people who were in book 1. Uh, book 2 is not. I'm not introducing a whole lot of new people, so I'm not doing a bingo sheet. But book 3, when they go back to Area 51 to audit, I will have a new bingo sheet with new characters, and you, sir, will have your picture on the bingo card.
Nice.
And I have Mahir Wanchu, who is probably the nicest, most polite person I've ever met in my life, and I have him as a bully. Because this is what makes me just sort of giggle when I'm like, yeah, he's going to be an ass. That's why Tim Wolf is the bad guy. And I'm like, who's about the nicest author around? Tim. So he is my villain.
Nice.
So yeah. You are actually the head of the media relations, by the way.
Okay, cool. And speaking of Saffron, I'll be on her channel next month.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to be on her channel sometime next year. I think I was like, yeah, I'll be on. Just let me know anytime. And I think we left it at that. So maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. Who knows?
Yeah, she's done a lot this year.
Yeah.
Like a lot. The
So
whole the website, author
yep.
interviews, she's gone crazy this year with it.
You know what we need to tell her is she needs to have a show once everyone gets their Darla T-shirt, and they have us all on, and we all
Yes,
wear our Darla
yes,
T-shirts.
yes. I will be. I'm down for that.
So okay, Saffron, if you watch this, just know that we are planning this for your channel.
Yes, definitely.
So, or if your channels can't host that many people, I will host. Doesn't matter. But I think we need to have a Darla reunion. I also, once I get to about 30 creature creations, I want to try to put a book together and like have the 30 illustrated things. And my buddy gives like D&D stat blocks for all these creatures. And so I want to actually put together a book of all the really regrettable creatures that have been created by authors. Um,
That'd be awesome.
so, but I'll have to print it in color, and I'm like, oh god, I'm going to have to charge like $30 for this, and I'm going to sell two total. But anyway, that's yeah, because I want to publish 3 books by June next year, so why not come up with a fourth idea? Uh,
Yeah, you know
and
what?
I
Yeah.
also I want to write a choose your own adventure book too, based on Pratani,
Okay.
my Druid series. So I want
Yeah.
to put you in there as a choose your own adventure because um, it's a hard world. Um, I started, and my nephew's like, Uncle Mike, if you do that, you can't have them all the endings be good. You have to have at least one bad ending.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, Jeff, so far the very best ending you can hope for in this book that I've started writing is you go into the woods, you see the centaurs, you run for your life back to camp, you tell people you saw centaurs in the forest. They go out, scout, can't find them, so they think you're a coward, and you live the rest of your life, and everyone just thinks you're a coward, but you live. And that is the very best outcome that I currently have in my choose your own adventure. Um, I'm like, so I don't have to worry about the bad ending. It's the good endings that I need to get. I don't want EL's help because I already have a lot of gruesome endings. But somebody who writes nice happy endings, I need their help to come up with something. But yeah, I want to come up with
So
one of
yeah,
those too. Yep, EL. Thanks for coming. And I think we've been at it now for an hour and 47 minutes, Mark.
yeah. This has been fun. I honestly thought that I was gonna make it boring. I don't know if it has been boring or not. But it's been. I've had fun.
I did not know it was nearly that long. I was like, we're probably coming up to an hour here. And yeah, hour and 4. Okay. So yeah, it's good talk. Yeah, when you're ready to send your book out, EL will read it and let you know. I will give you my feedback if you want it. Ro will do that. He'll edit if you even want him to edit, or if you have your own editor, that's fine too. But yeah, if you, once you got something, if you just want feedback,
All right.
the community is great. You
Oh
probably
yeah.
have half a dozen to a dozen people who'd be willing to read it and tell you what they think. So,
And I want full honesty. I don't care if it's you could say, look, your writing sucks. Just stick with BookTube, okay? You know, just say, hey, if it's like that, just tell me. All right.
so I will tell you I've read 3 people's work, and EL's I really liked, and I told him that. And the other 2 people, I'm like, okay, let's throw a couple positives out there. But here are the issues I've had, and I was like, and these people have never come back to me again, which is fine. Maybe it's just what they write is not what I'm crazy about, so I'm not the one to. But I will not sugarcoat. I'll say this is what I think, but what do I know?
Yeah.
Uh, so if you want honest feedback, I will give you that. And it'll probably be privately because
We need to go live, but all right, people, we're going live with Mark from Mark's Book Lounge. We're gonna talk about his horrible writing. All right.
See, and I would love to do that. Like, let's go live. Everyone has read my book, Becoming a Druid. Here's what they thought, good, bad, and I would just love that. It's like, you know what? The problems I had were because there are issues with becoming a druid that people point out, like, yeah, you're totally right. Yep. And I'm like, so I would be fine with that. I would love that, just to have like a discussion of it. But you're never going to get that, because people are going to be like, yeah, I really liked it. I'm like,
Yeah.
so. But anyway, thank you, Mark, for being on the show.
Exactly. Thank you for
And
inviting me. And I know we
and
had to reschedule like twice already, and I made sure that this was going to happen this time.
no worries. Everybody is busy, so that's the one thing you learn, is you can't take anything personal, because no one is getting rich doing this. So you got
Yeah.
other responsibilities that matter much more. But anyway, when you get your channel, if you need guests, hit me up. I can tell you great guests to have on. I'll be a
All
guest
right.
if you're desperate. EL volunteered for tribute. Trinity, I'm sure, will do it. You're starting with Corvina, so you're starting off strong. So don't
Yeah.
let me be second, because I don't want to follow Corvina. But yeah, enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So
Yeah. I'll be contacting a lot of people and seeing if they're okay with it.
cool. Well,